Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. And before we start, we'd just like to say this is just a general share advice and not personal. Hello there, Wolfie.
Dave, what's a big
Right.
day today, isn't it? What's going on? Because we've got always the 1st of April, April Fools is your day, isn't it?
Thank you, Wolf. Thank you for reminding me that I'm an idiot.
Happy birthday to Mr. Hound.
Yeah, I know. Born before 12 o'clock, a real fool. And, 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 but what I will say, Wolf, year after years of having presents, especially when I was a kid, I used to open those presents and there was nothing inside. It was just an empty box, and my brother and sister would look at me and go, "April Fool, Dave." Uh,
Well,
it
at least
caused a lot of emotional
yeah,
problems.
I know. But see, but the thing is, you are fighting against that, and you're not fooling anyone by doing your beautiful charts for us and technicals. So
Um,
you are almost, gone from everyone making fun of you on the fools to going, I'm going to use that and I'm not going to fool anyone.
well, last year I was a bit naughty. We did an April Fool's joke on Equity Story with some stock that didn't exist, and it backfired very badly on me, Wolf,
I
because
know.
I had 1,000 phone calls that day. Go, what stock? I can't find it. I can't remember. There's no such thing in the middle of Australia, and so I won't be doing that again today. But I
Yeah, I
wish
think
you,
you've learned your lesson.
I learned my lesson from doing April Fool's jokes on Equity Story members. But anyway, saying that,
Mhm.
um, let's get going, Wolfie.
We do have a trade for you, and that's not a April Fool's trade, Dave. It's actually a very good one. I
Well,
like it.
can you talk about lithium first, Wolf?
I can, and I'm probably going to just quote someone that's I saw on AFR today, and that's Ken Brinson, who's used to be Atlas Iron CEO, now he's a PLS CEO, who's actually leaving PLS, but he's just talking about the lithium space right now and how strong it is, and the demand at the moment is so strong that it's just overwhelming the supply side. So he reckons that we've got these really high prices for the moment, and they're not gonna go away anytime soon. So hence, all the lithium players at the moment, doesn't matter how expensive they look, they're probably going to still find some favor out of the FOMO market right now, because we are in a FOMO market. I mean, you can't justify some of these 2 or 3 billion market caps when they're actually not producing yet, right? And we've seen them in some of these lithium players. But we do have some really great stories that you've put on, Dave, as a hot stock, aka right in front of us, that has done extremely well. Is actually breaking out, and you can probably say to yourself, why wouldn't I buy that?
Well, definitely. I mean, that was a great, great, great hot stock. Unfortunately, thank you. Hopefully, you saved people from that stupid stop loss I put on it. Just I didn't give it quite enough uh, air, Wolf, and that's important with these in the market at the moment because it can
I
be
think
volatile.
people kept them for themselves, thinking that doesn't know what he's talking about with stop losses. We're going to keep it ourselves.
Very good, very good. But listen, I mean, if you look at that now, hello, hello, it's a buy, right?
Absolutely, looks great, doesn't it? And the thing
So,
is, just on AKE, Dave, they also came out with an announcement today saying that the actual pricing, lithium pricing, they're upgrading that because they talked about it previously, and it's up 9% since then. So they're going to get it in a better quarterly coming out of it. So they've just upgraded pretty much their own internal assumptions, which is another positive, and that's why it's probably running even harder.
well, Wolf, let's have a look at some other sort of stocks and PLS. Really not. I think it had a buy signal, didn't it? And starting to go through it and looking very, very good. Um, the stock that I'm interested in, Wolf, is at the moment is Mineral, and if you don't mind, it's sort of maybe sort of a buy signal. It's sort of broken up. I'm liking this one for the trade that we could put on today,
Okay.
and I think we've got a nice weekly stop at sort of maybe 48.75, just below that trend. I think you look to buy at some sort of under 53.40, and I think a nice little target of around 60. I mean, we can put it a little bit below 59.80 would be the goal for me. I think that's a good risk reward in a I don't know, maybe a lithium story. Iron ore's holding up very, very well, so
Yeah.
that should hold it up well. It's had a classic exhaustion pattern. It looks like it's ready for a run, Wolf. So I think that would be my trade for the day.
Yeah, look, again, I'm going to support your thesis here. And yesterday, I think, or the day before, there was an article on Stockhead talking about best 3 lithium plays, and the 3 were PLS, IGO, and MIN. So, it just supports your theory again on this, how good this is. And like you said, I mean, I
Wolf,
look at
not AKE. That's interesting.
Yeah, but they had other things in there as well, which their second tier, and I think AKE was in there, but the top 3 were those 3. But you could probably make a case for a few of them. The ones that maybe are coming up as a producer. You can make a case for AKE, of course, as well. Let's make 4 of them then. I mean, they look all pretty good.
Brilliant, absolutely fantastic.
Mm.
Wolf, I'd like to say OCL, hot stock from last week. I like that price action. For me, it's what they call a little bit of a rocket candle, looking like it's a good chance next week we could go and retest just under that under that $20. So again, hopefully another good hot stock that's working out for us very, very well. Wolf, STO, we put it on as a trade yesterday.
Yep.
Hasn't quite gone yet, but it's looking very, 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 very good.
Yep.
Overnight, it's slightly up today. Overnight, the Americans released a lot of oil reserves, which tempered the price of petrol slightly. But Putin now is up to his tricks again. What's going on here?
Yeah, so on the flip side, while maybe the release of the reserves might have a impact on the oil prices, on the other side, that you're talking about Putin, and he's threatening to cut off the supplies to Europe if they don't pay in rubles, and I think he gave the ultimatum by the 1st of April, which is today, unless it's a April Fool's Day joke by Putin, which I'm not sure he does April Fool's Day, Dave. So let's take it as serious stuff. And if he does that, Europe's going to be scrambling around for gas. Can they survive this? And that's probably going to put a upward pressure on oil and gas prices. So it's an interesting dynamic right now to see how it all plays out. But I tell you what, I think when you're cornered, you're probably going to do something silly.
Yeah, definitely, and he is in that silly situation. So I think that STO, it's a long-term trade.
Yep.
We do have a stop on it, but I think if you hold in there and you're patient, hopefully you'll be rewarded.
Yep, agreed.
ALC, Wolfie. Now this was a very, very good story for us in the early days, and so obviously it broke trend here. They had that raise below 25. You've got to get out of it. But I mean, the story's never changed. The story's ticking over. It's getting contract wins. Again, another contract win today. There'll be a time. It's not now, but you see the trend lines moving down. The stock's starting to edge up. Sometime in the next 6 months, there'll be a time to buy this story again.
They've kicking goals, so there's no doubt that the only thing that's changed is their revaluation of some tech stocks, right? And ALC is that positioning, unfortunately. So we just got to be patient and come back to it when the time comes, because they are growing its revenues and exactly what you want out of a company. It is moving in the right direction, and it's actually a decent little company. So I'm liking it.
Well, another one, IPL. Now, you tell me. Oh, the chart looks very, very good. It's had a bit of resistance at $4, but tell me why you're liking this story.
No, look, we talked about the fertilizer space, right? It is definitely under pressure.
It's a war stock, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. So the fertilizer space is under pressure. Prices are skyrocketing. IPOs in that space, so it's benefiting out of that. That's why it's going up. But also, just looking at F1 Arena, which does the broker rounds, talking about, this is from UBS, talking about they're basically upping their assumptions, right? The pricings, ammonia and urea up. So they're talking about fertilizer prices rallies, phosphate, ammonia, urea up 10, 46% and 5% respectively of the last 3 months. So you can see there's a big spike. That should reflect positively for the next 3 to 6 months, and their probably full year result will be pretty stellar, I'd say. and they've upped their price target to 450. So I think from that point of view, if you believe, so I mean, obviously we think that it's going to be a little bit more drawn out affair, this war. So if you believe with us that this war is going to be still hanging around for some time, I'd say this is still the trade, still definitely on. But if you're not in it, I think you've got another opportunity to get in here, Dave.
So sort of a buy below that sort of 385
Hmm?
and a target of maybe 450
Yeah, I'd say so.
and a stop loss just under that 350, maybe
Yeah, I mean,
345.
just look at the story, right? The actual PE is about around 7 or 8, so you're not paying too much for this anyway, right? At the prices, so you've got a story that's on the up. Conditions are positive. Fertilizers are, like I said, going through the roof. This could hang around for some time. You never know how long it's going to take. You've got a beautiful looking chart, momentum. You go with it.
Yeah, and arguably, it's over this war period, so you'd say maybe a sort of a 6 month trade,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
and look for that 450.
Yep, agree.
Well, listen, that's two really nice little trades today, and we're going to put those out. We
Hmm.
are live in at 12 o'clock, so everyone please join us.
Hmm.
Promise you, no April Fool's jokes. We'll be good boys this year.
Yep.
And
And no
Wolf,
pajamas, by the way, Dave. We have to postpone it for a week because he
well,
couldn't find yours.
it was my birthday.
I know, I know. I thought you were going to come in your birthday suit, but
Well,
thank God
well,
you did.
well that normally is the pajamas, but okay, we won't get too gory. Hmm.
All right. On that note,
On that note, hasta mañana.
thanks, guys.
Hasta
See
en
you in
una
an hour.
hora. Hasta en una hora. That means I see you in 1 hour.
Okay. Love it.
Si podemos hablar en español, si quieres.
Wow, I'm impressed.
So I could do more than a Wolverhampton accent. I can actually speak Spanish, Wolf. But anyway, the man of many talents. You'll find more over the years.
It's always surprised me, you.
Thanks, Wolfie. Bye. Bye.
Bye.